Hello, this is Aziza with Self Love Diaries. How y'all doing? How y'all been? Look, don't talk about me looking like old Mother Hubbard today, okay? Look, I'm in the middle of getting ready for the day, and I don't know why I'm never ready for these moments when I get pushed to go sit down and get in front of the camera. Like, God, you couldn't let me put on my clothes. Like, I'm never ready, okay? But anyway, let's talk. Maybe I'm not supposed to. Maybe I'm supposed to be nice and comfortable, and maybe this is supposed to be the home hangout, okay? Maybe that's what this is. I don't know. Okay, so first and foremost, let's talk about the title. The title is Don't Minimize Other People's Experiences. So often, we hear people talking about things or talking about experiences or, just things they've went through, whether it be a job, relationship, their kids, whatever. And because you have never went through it personally, you want to pretend that it doesn't happen. Now, there's always a reason or something that sparks me getting on here talking about these type of things. And due to the tension behind subjects like these, I usually kind of stray away from them, but not today, because obviously I'm getting pushed to talk about this again. I went over it like a bump in the road on another video, but here I am, talk about it again. So I've had many jobs, and I do not regret any of that because it has allowed me to connect with people in a lot of different backgrounds, whether it be ethnic backgrounds, financial backgrounds, whatever. I have been able to touch a lot of people and connect with them and, get past social biases, if you will. But not everybody has had those experiences. A friend of mine, associate, or whatever they may want to call themselves, because you don't know how people feel about you. Let's be clear, okay? Let's be clear. You could be calling somebody your friend and they could be like, I hate them. You know what I'm saying? So I try not to give everybody a title. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, so I'm talking to this friend of mine, associate, whatever, and I'm telling them, well, they asked me about a particular job experience that I had and why am no longer there. And at the time, I was delivering packages for a very well-known company. I'm not going to say their name. Yes, but I was delivering packages for them. And I was in a predominantly white neighborhood. And this particular day, this guy, I had already put the package on his porch, and I'm walking back towards the van. I'm probably at the halfway point between his home and the van. And I had somebody working with me this day for whatever the reason. And as I'm walking back to the van, I see the look on their face, and it was like a look of shock and terror. So of course I kind of turn around and see what they are looking at, because from where I'm from, if somebody looks like it's trouble or they start running, you run too. You don't ask no questions till y'all get to safety and everybody stop running, okay? So when I hurried up and turned around. Somebody was running out of their home with a shotgun. And they did not like the fact that my skin color had approached their home, touched their home, walking away from their home. They didn't like that I was there. We were there. And after trying to talk to his very irrational self, which of course I'm scared out of my mind, okay? Because today could be the day that I don't go home to my children for something as simple as doing my job, okay? But let's go back to the conversation that I was having with the friend. So that explained to them why I no longer work there and why I had quit that day. That was my last day. But within the conversation, they kept saying, well, black people stay around there. Well, black people frequent those areas. And I'm not saying that we don't come through there. However, there is not a blanket thought process or feeling throughout the community. And just because Tommy may accept, John may not. And the fact that they kept trying to minimize the severity of the situation, and then I even think about it, let's just say that I had lost my life that day. Would this person that I was talking to in this conversation, would they be one of the people that would be like, well, dang, that's terrible. You say what happened to them? Stop the violence. Would you bring a flower? But that's neither here nor there. But the fact that they were they were just flabbergasted by the fact that not only would I bring that up, and they have Caucasian friends, and they frequent these areas from time to time. They, go hang out in those areas. Not to say that I never have and I never will again, but this was something that happened to me. And the fact that they were just really trying to minimize the severity of somebody running out with a shotgun. Are you serious? But if I was talking about somebody in the hood that ran out on me with a gun, would you be as, no, that couldn't have happened to you. And is racism not a thing just because it's 2024? I was so shocked to even be having this conversation. Okay. So let me keep going. And I was going to just bury this and move along with my feelings. But things just kept popping up in front of me. I was like, okay, these must be signs to talk about this, okay? So I ran across a video of a white guy, and I'm not sure what type of rally he was at or whatever, but he was standing on a stage with a podium, and he was talking about how he was raised in a very racist home community, and just the sheer fact of him talking about the things that he was talking about and equality and this and that, he has had a lot of people turn against him, and a lot of ugliness shined in his direction. We're gonna put it that way. And basically what he was saying up there on that podium, it was basically a pigeon call to all of the people that look like him to either wake up and see that there is a huge inequality that needs to be talked about, or a pigeon call. It was actually two different types, or a pigeon call to the people who knows that there are injustices to step forward with him and say something and do something, because it's not fair. And I was like, wow, here it is, a white guy saying so eloquently that he sees the injustice, he sees the unfair things in the redlining in homes, and just all of these different things he talked about. But I'm talking to this brother that don't see it at all, and I was like, mind blown, right? Then we had I believe his name was James Aldean or something, had that Try That in a Small Town song, which everybody knows what he is saying. Like, I don't care what side of the fence that you have grown up on, if you have color, you know exactly what he was saying about don't get caught on that long road. And if you don't have any color, you know exactly what they were saying about don't get caught on that long road after sundown in a small town. Well, he should have said a sundown town. We talked about that before too, but we're not going to go there today. Or maybe we should, because some people act like they don't know what a sundown town is. After sundown, if you get caught in that town, still in 2024. Then Beyonce and her backlash with this country music song album that she has put out, and they really seem to not want her black blinkety blank at the CMA, CMT awards, or whatever you call them. Okay, I don't watch country. I don't. I know that black people started it, but it just seems like the blues to me. It weighs me down and it makes me sad. And that's my only reason for not listening to it. It has nothing to do with the white people, because I listen to rock and roll and a lot of other different things. So don't come at me with none of that, okay? Classical music, I listen to all kind of music. I just don't like country and blues. They just too sad for me. I mean, I can relate to these last $2 though, but that's the blues. It ain't got nothing to do with country. But yeah, but they're really upset with Miss Beyonce about this album, which I personally believe she was a little petty for jumping in over there in the boat just because, what's her name? K. Michelle. K. Michelle was trying to be the first black country singer of this generation. And here you go stumping all over her shine. But anyway, we ain't talking about that. Let's get back over here to the backlash and how they calling her pretty much a jigaboo and anything else that they could think of, because she likes banjos and straw hats and stuff. Whatever. But you see where I'm going here? Then, not too long ago, we had a group of Caucasian students auctioning off their black, what do you even call other students when you're a student? Your peers. Your peers. They're having a mock auction, or maybe it was mock, because these days, you could sell all kind of things on the web. You know what I'm saying? Somebody baby wouldn't have came home last night. But they got the nerve to think this shit is funny. And you think that they parents didn't think it was funny? Let's be honest here. Most times racism is a thing that's passed down. It's really not something that you just run across at school and decide to run away with. Most times. I'm not going to say that it ain't never happened that way. But most times, racism is a thing that is taught from grandparent to child and child to, you know what I'm saying? Pass it down. And these kids have to learn that from somewhere. And can you imagine if it was just caught and they're putting the word mock in front of it so it doesn't gain as much fear and awareness, and like, wonder if there was a group of grown people behind this mock situation. See, the kids are close enough to get to the kids. But wonder if the kids that put up the mock slavery auction had some very real, very serious grown adults bidding, because there was a bid going on and there was money transferred from what I hear. Wonder if it wasn't mock. So I just want people to stop being, no matter how many friends you have, or how many lovers, or how many times you stamped your passport to go be a bro, or whatever, I just don't want you to forget out here. Because you know what? I'm not going to bring this guy's name up anyway, but or anything. I'm going to just slightly tell his story of how he had left his family and everything to love up on this girl over in another country. I'm not even going to say what country it was, but when he got there, he was so very set up by this girl. She had the police involved. She was abusing him. They was stealing from him. It was ugly. And I said, you did all of this because their hair is prettier? Because she had a very nasty attitude as well. I seen footage. And her neck was popping and rolling and she was getting loud. So I don't want to hear that, oh, the black girls, their necks be rolling and they get so loud. I don't hear that. Y'all gonna spend thousands, pull up your life, go do a bunch of stuff just for the same stuff. Why? For what? Smoother skin, lighter skin, longer hair. What is it? Because what I've been hearing was the popping and the hollering and the rolling. But them heifers is popping, locking, and rolling too. What's going on, man? Happy Black History Month.